Aesthetic. I love an aesthetic. Aesthetics, it's a word I didn't understand for a while. I understood it meant this kind of, this feeling that you get from something, right? Like you're walking down, these are my favorites. You're walking down a city street. It's been raining outside. You see the reds and the greens from the traffic lights glistening off the raindrops, right? The wet road. It fills the world with color. This aesthetic of this. I love the phrase, right? This future that we live in, because we're surrounded by technology, and even a simple traffic light is something that took us, depending on your time scale, 15,000 years to figure out how to do. But I learned from a brilliant TED Talk, one of the favorites, one of the best. It's about what matters at the end of life. He mentioned in hospitals when we're getting old and dying, where our families, where we basically send people to die. It's the aesthetic that makes the largest difference, and that maybe is the most important part of your final moments. It's the things that you feel. And he also makes the point that, in these hospital settings, often the best we can hope for is anti-aesthetic, like literally anti-aesthetic, stolen word from this man. I wish I remembered his name, otherwise I name drop it. I'll link it in the description. My favorite TED Talk ever. Anesthetic is the idea of removing yourself from reality. It's flash, and you forget, right? You turn off all of your senses all at once. You put them on pause until your brain can reboot, and you go on and you live your life. But the opposite of that is surrounding your senses with something worth feeling, with colors worth seeing, with people and objects worth being around. I love the example of even the simple, having a dog in your life laying at the foot of your bed. That's an aesthetic. You get to feel its fur on your skin. You get to feel like this warmth and connection to this creature that is yours. It's something hard to measure with any kind of physical measure. It's simply the overall sensation and absorption that you get from the world around you in any instant, in one moment at a time. And I live my life for a good aesthetic. It rocks me to my core when I find something beautiful. I love the aesthetic of tall trees and hilly green, even North Georgia. It's beautiful. But I also love aesthetics that may not be around on planet Earth right now, that only exist in my imagination. Say, I was actually having an argument or a conversation with a friend of mine this morning about it. But space, that near future aesthetic of being in a spaceship floating around Mars, a large window between you and the red planet. You see other spaceships in the distance, because that's how far we've come as a people. It's just knowing that aesthetic of knowing where your place is among the stars. It's brilliant. So my question to you, I suppose, because I can ask questions because I'm the one making the video. I never thought about that. What's an aesthetic that you enjoy? What do you appreciate? Maybe what do you appreciate in your life, the aesthetics around you now? And what's an aesthetic in your head that you might love as well? Post in the comments. You have the technology to do that. All right, that's it for aesthetics. I'll see you later.